Hi everyone, my name is Akorede Adenike. If you are new on this channel, you are highly welcome. If you are my returning subscribers, I really appreciate you for coming back to my channel. Thank you so much. In this tutorial today, I would like to teach you how to draft this crisscross or scissors neckline. I'm focusing on the upper part of the dress, and if you want me to make it in full, let me know in the comment section below. Now let's get into it. This is the pattern paper I'm using for the front part. I folded it into two equal parts. So this is my shoulder line, which is my starting point. I'm going to measure all the vertical measurements from there. From my shoulder line to my bust point is 10 inches, which is here. From my shoulder to my under bust is 13.5, which is here. And from my shoulder to my waistline is 17 inches, which is here. Now I'm going to roll all the lines. So this is my bust point line, my under bust line, and my waistline. To create my neckline, from the center front here, I'm going to measure 3.5 inches for my neck width and place my half of my shoulder there too, which is 7.5 inches because my shoulder measurement is 15 inches. From this point of 7.5 inches, I'm going to come down by 1 inch for my shoulder slope, and I'm going to connect it. After doing that, I'm going to connect it to my neck width to form my shoulder slope, just like this. To create my armhole line for my front part, from this point I'm going to come down by 8 inches because my round armhole is 16 inches, which is here now. So from the center front here, for me to draw out my chest line, I'm going to measure 7.5 inches, which is the half of my shoulder measurement to meet that point. So I'm going to connect it now. After connecting, to rule out my chest line, what I have here, from here to here, I'm going to repeat it here, which is 9 inches. So I'm going to repeat it here, and I'm connecting. I'm going to roll it out to form my chest line. So as for the crisscross or scissors neckline we are making today, the top is going to be, the dress or the top is going to be sleeveless. And as for all the sleeveless, you have to measure. If you are using 8 inches for your round armhole, which is the half of 16 inches, make sure you use 7. If you are using 9 inches, make sure you use 8 inches. Just deduct 1 inch from your half of your round armhole, so that for it to cover your bust at the armpit here. So I'm measuring 1 inch upward from my chest line, so to form my new chest line. I'm going to do the same thing here. So now here is my new chest line now, just for me to avoid my bust from showing on the armpit, at the armpit area, to avoid it from showing there. So now I'm going to measure out my nipple to nipple measurement to create my dart. My nipple to nipple measurement is 7 inches, divided by 2 will give me 3.5, which is here now. So I'm doing the same thing here for me to connect it straight down. So this is it. Here's my dart line now. So to create my dart now, let me label my lines for me not to get confused. This is my new chest line. I'll just write NC here. My chest line, hold 1, my bust point line, my under bust line, and my waist line. So on my under bust line, I'm going to come in by 1 inch on both sides. So on my waistline, I'm coming in by 3/4 of an inch, which is 0.75 on both sides. So I'm coming down by 1 inch from my bust point line. So I'm going to connect it for me to create my dart. So here to here now with the cuff side of my ruler, and the other side too with the cuff side of my ruler. I'm connecting this one too to my waist. this one to my waist line. Make sure you blend all the sharp edges. Blend all the sharp edges. And as for the upper part here, I'm going to come in by 1 inch on both sides. So I'm going to connect it with the cuff side of my ruler to my ball's point, from here to my ball's point. If you can see what I'm doing very well. So I'll just connect it like this, and the other side too, I'm going to connect it to my ball's point. So for me to create my crisscross neckline or scissors neckline, I'm going to repeat all I have here on the other side of my paper. So let me quickly do that. I'll come and show you what's next. Now that I'm done duplicating all that I have here on this part, I'm going to create my crisscross shoulder now, crisscross neckline or scissors neckline. To create that, I'm going to determine how wide I want my shoulder to be from my neck width here. So I'm going to measure the inches I want. It's your preference. You can measure 3 inches, you can measure 3.5 inches, but I'm using 3 inches for my own shoulder. So from here now, I'm going to connect to this place with the cuff side of my ruler, just like this. You can make it straight if you want, it's your preference. So when I'm using the cuff side of my ruler to do that, I'll just rule it out like this. So, and to complete it, from this point that I measured from here, which is 3 inches, I'm going to connect. So let me rule out my center line with a dotted line for you to understand what I'm doing. So here is my center line now. My center line. So that for you guys to understand. So here is my center line now. So from here now, from this point, I'm going to connect to this new old chest line. You know, I have new chest line here, which is 1 inch upward the old one. So I'll just use the cuff side of my ruler to do that, just like this. So here's my, so this is what I'm cutting now. So after creating my shoulder like this, I'm going to measure all my horizontal line from the center front here. So from here now, I'm going to place 1/4 of my bust on my new chest line. My bust is 38 inches divided by 4, giving 9.5, which is here. So 1 inch I'm cutting out from here. That is 2 inches plus 9.5, that is 11.5 inches, which is here now. So on my waistline, I'm going to input 1/4 of my waist there. My waist is 34 inches divided by 4, give me 8.5. I'm cutting out 1.5 from here. I'm going to add it to that 8.5. That will give me 10 inches, which is here now. So I'm going to connect straight down from my chest line, just like this. So I'll go ahead and blend from here. I'm going to blend it to this place now, just like this. Watch me as I do that, just for it to look a little bit sexier, because I don't want to leave it straight like this. So just shape it like this. So that's just it. So I'll go ahead now and cut my top out. So this is all I'm going to cut out here now. I'm cutting this place too. So I'm going to cut here too. So I'll just cut this one and this one. This is all I need on this pattern now. So now this is my center and my side. Center, front, side, front. So I'm cutting 2 of this and 2 of this. So this is all I need for my crisscross, as you can see now. Hope you can see it very well. Here is it. So I'll move ahead to the back part. Now this is another paper for my back part, as you can see. So I've already drawn all the lines that I want there. This is my shoulder line, my chest line, and my waist line. Let me label it. My chest line and my waist line. So to create my new chest line for the back too, because of the bust, to avoid bust showing at the armpit part, I'm going to measure 1 inch upward from my chest line, like I did on the front part. Here is it now. So I'm going to connect it just like this, as you can see now. So for me to draw out, this is my neckline from here. My neck depth is 3.5 inches as well, 1 inch for my shoulder slant. So I'm going to measure from my shoulder line, I'm going to measure 1 inch for my neck depth for the back. So I'm connecting it to the cut side of my ruler just like this. So here is my back neckline now. My back neckline. If you want to make a crisscross for the back, you can go ahead and create it like I did on the front part. So to create my dart, I'm going to measure 3.5 inches from this line, from this zip. This is zipper allowance now, zipper line. So from this line now, I'm going to measure 3.5 inches, which is the half of my nipple to nipple measurement on the waistline. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm connecting it straight down, just like this. So from my chest line, I'm going to come down by 1 inch, and on my waistline, I'm coming in by ½ inch on both sides. ½ inch on both sides. So I'm connecting straight down to meet here, and here to meet here with the straight side of my ruler, just like this. So after creating my dart for the back part, I'm going to reshape my shoulder here to meet up with the front shoulder. So from here now, I'm going to measure 3 inches that I measured on the front part, just like this, which is here now. And here too, I'm going to come in by 1.5 inches for me to reshape my armhole for the back part. I will just make it like this. So this is my new armhole line for the back part. And now I'm going to measure out all my horizontal line. On my chest line, I'm going to input quarter of my bust there. My bust is 38 inches. Quarter of it will be 9.5 from this zipper allowance line. So I'm going to measure it like this for you to understand. 9.5 inches, which is here now. So on my waistline too, I'm going to input quarter of my waist. My waist is 34 inches divided by 4, give me 8.5 inches plus 1 inch for that here. That is 9.5, which is here. So we're going to connect it now straight down. So to reshape here too, to meet up with the front part, here now, this is the side of the front part. To meet up with it, I'm going to connect from here to here, just like this. So this is where I'm cutting out for the back part now. So I'll easily cut it out now for you guys to see. So to avoid any zip bug here, I'm going to come in by ½ inch here. I'm doing the same thing here. So I will easily connect it to my chest line, just like this. So this is my new zipper allowance line now. So cutting out here, I'm going to use my black pen to do that. So I'm cutting this place now. So I'm cutting here too. Now after cutting the back part, this is what I have. So this is my front part too. I'm cutting 2 pieces of the center front, 2 pieces of the side front, and 2 pieces of the back part, as you can see. So if I put it on each other like this, look at the shoulder is rhyme with each other and it's very perfect. So this is all I have for today, guys. If you find my tutorial helpful, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel to support my channel. If you have any question pertaining to cutting and sewing, you can join me on my Facebook group, Details to Sewing, created by Akorede Adenike. I'm on Twitter and Instagram at Akorede Adenike. Please show some love by liking and following my page on Facebook at Akorede Adenike Sewing Tutorial. Till I see you in my next video, guys. Stay safe, stay blessed. Bye-bye.